Hey, man. Who has it better than us, all right? This is the best run sports franchise in DFW. I know that, the Stars might have something to say about that, all right? Maybe a little something to say about that. But Chris Young is an incredible GM. He's a World Series winning GM. This is a World Series caliber team. And I think we're already seeing that in the early going of the season, all right? The bats have been cold, and we're going to talk more about that throughout the show. But they're going to heat up. We're doing great. I'm really excited for this year. Yeah, so we're going right back to the defensive backs. For me, this is the most underrated defensive player in the draft. I think he can impact the game in a lot of ways. We're talking about Malachi Starks out of Georgia. He's a guy who can do everything that you need out of a modern safety, and I'm just going to let this first play speak for itself. Watch him high point that football. He made a play on that like he was a wide receiver, 100%. But let's watch it back and analyze it a little more. This is him in the nickel. Again, he's a safety, and he's playing in a nickel spot right here. You're just going to watch him read the route, get in the hip pocket, look for the football, make a play. You don't even see college corners being able to turn the shoulder and make a play on the ball as well as he did on that play. Malachi Starks has some insane traits. And he's great against the run, too, which is a more traditional safety role. I want you to watch him throughout this entire play right there. Just watch. There's a lot of trickery going on in the backfield here. And he just watches the entire play, analyzes it. As soon as he sees where the ball's going, he makes the play. All right? Yeah, I mean, if you would have asked me at the beginning of the season who I thought the closer was going to be, my answer would have been Chris Martin.
Me
too. It would not have been Luke Jackson. But he's been incredible. Like you said, he's got 5 saves already early in the season. He's got kind of a rough ERA, 4.5, but it's mostly from that big blown save that he had on opening day, which obviously made us all turn against him immediately.
I know, immediately.
But now he's got 5 saves and he's looking great. And that also kind of goes to show our earlier point that these early stats in baseball can be just so volatile. They're so prone to change, and so it's important for us not to over-exaggerate as fans. I think it's important for us to take away the good. And that's especially important with this bullpen because this bullpen's been great.
Yeah, I think that's great, really impressive. So, Ian, what have you seen from the starters so far this year?
I mean, how about what we saw from Tyler Malley in this game that we're watching right here, the getaway game that they won. He went, I believe it was 7 innings, 1 earned run. I think he had 4 strikeouts. And, he's not really a strikeout pitcher. He's looking for soft contact with that good splitter that he has. We've seen that from Nathan Eovaldi already early in the season. And we even saw it from Kumar Rocker in his most recent start. At home against the Rays. He was fantastic in that start. Love to see him using the sinker more. He was having a really hard time throwing his 4-seam, and it was getting hit so hard. So seeing him throw that sinker more and get more of that weak contact has been really encouraging. But listen, this explosiveness, it also translates to the run game, all right? It's not all about what he can do against the pass. In the NFL, you need to be able to tackle, and Will Johnson can tackle as good as any corner I've ever seen coming out of college. See him just explode on the ball carrier and make a play. And then how about this? Lay in the wood on this poor kid from Arkansas State.
Oh,
just laying it down.
Stick right there.
He hits like he's as big as he is. He's a 6'2", 200-pound corner. He tackles like that. Will Johnson, he's got all the traits to be a successful NFL corner, and I think we're going to see him go pretty high in this year's draft.
Local police officers are the backbone of our communities, striving to protect and serve us in our day-to-day lives. But they're also people, just like you and me. I'm here today with Associate Pastor Matthew Hurst of First Baptist Watauga, and also a newly trained police chaplain. Thank you for being here with me today, Matthew.
I don't know about trained.
Well, you're working on becoming a police chaplain, and you've been going through that process. And so I just wanted to ask you a couple questions about what that training process looked like, and kind of what's important about being a police chaplain, and why the role itself is important. I guess my last question for you is: so you are a pastor. You've been a pastor for what, 6 years now?
6 years, yeah.
6 years? And so I was kind of just curious maybe what this experience of working on becoming a chaplain has taught you about being a pastor, and kind of maybe vice versa, also maybe how being a pastor has helped you in your role as becoming a chaplain.
Oh, man.
As a Converge broadcast major, one of the advanced classes I can take is sports broadcasting. This class is actually at the football stadium all the way up on the press box floor. We get to hear from industry professionals every week, and the professor is our very own mean green color commentator, Hank Dickinson. Today, we got to hear from Ryan Baldwin, the director at The Ticket, which is a big sports radio station in DFW. After class, I drive home and head to bed because I've got work in the morning.